Today on CCX News, another large park disturbance. It's been an issue for local police. What we know on the latest incident in Brooklyn Center. Thanks again for joining us. The latest incident took place Saturday in Brooklyn Center. Police say officers showed up around 4 p.m. at Kylon Park, where about 100 people had gathered, many of them teenagers. Police say several were fighting. Brooklyn Park and Maple Grove police departments assisted Brooklyn Center in dispersing the crowd. Police cited 2 people at the scene. The city of Crystal, meanwhile, closed Becker Park on Saturday evening. Police enforced the closure after receiving word of a similar park takeover event. Like other Northwest suburbs, Crystal has dealt with large gatherings of youth. It's also not the first closure enforced at Becker Park. Crystal police say they took the proactive steps to prevent injuries and damage to property that have occurred at previous takeovers. It's unclear if the Brooklyn Center incident was connected to information Crystal police had received. Construction crews have broken ground on a major road project that should help ease congestion on I-94 in Maple Grove.
The work along this corridor will increase safety, reduce travel times, and improve our economy, and I'm proud to be here at the groundbreaking.
DFL House Speaker Melissa Hortman of Brooklyn Park was one of a number of state and local officials who gathered in Monticello on Friday to break ground on the so-called I-94 GAP project. The $115 million project will expand I-94 to 6 lanes, 3 lanes in each direction, between Albertville and Monticello.
The part of the highway between St. Cloud and Maple Grove averages almost 1.5 crashes per day. By expanding this section of the highway to 6 lanes, we can open up more space to keep drivers safe from reducing traffic. It matters to workers commuting to Minneapolis from St. Cloud or the other way, to truckers moving Minnesota-made goods across the country, to families getting out of town.
MnDOT officials say all 6 lanes of traffic should be open by the fall of 2026. Construction began Monday on a project near downtown Robbinsdale that will require temporary street closures. The city is reconstructing 41st Avenue between Regent and Railroad Avenues. The project is necessary to allow for the installation of water mains and storm sewers. Work is expected to last 2 months. A Robbinsdale shop wants to make medical wigs possible for those who can't afford it. In today's Business Matters, reporter Emily Haugen explains the mission of Greater Grace Hair Solutions.
Put your straps on first.
For many women, hair is a part of your identity.
What'd you think?
It's been Lakeela Walker's her whole life.
I grew up in a hair salon, and my mom and my aunts and everyone did hair. I think she looked cute on you.
Her business today still centers around it, but her Robbinsdale shop has a special focus. It's for others who experience hair loss, like her.
It wasn't at times embarrassing to go to a salon or having someone in your head, so I had to create a space for those people who felt like me.
Walker is a trichologist and a cranial prosthesis specialist.
This will do good on your hairline.
Cranial prosthesis is a medical wig.
God said grace, not perfection, right?
Her clients, like Darlene Taylor, come in to find the perfect fit.
At first, I was kind of, disappointed or sensitive about my hair.
We go through plenty of wigs until they find the right one that represents who they are. She's feeling it. She's like, okay.
Finding the right look, though, sometimes takes a few tries. Taylor found hers today, thanks to Walker's help.
You just got to have confidence in yourself because it's not about the hair, even though it is about the hair.
But private solutions aren't inexpensive. Walker wants more people to have access to a confidence-boosting crown, so she's offering it for free to anyone whose insurance doesn't cover it.
Being able to have those solutions for people that were like me and not forgetting where I came from is why I'm here.
In Robbinsdale, Emily Haugen, CCX News.
Greater Grace is seeking donations to help provide those medical wigs to its clients. If you're interested in a medical wig or want to help donate, you can visit our website at ccxmedia.org. Plymouth Brewery has some unusual rooftop tenants. As Kevin Miller reports, they will help make something that you'll have a chance to try for yourself.
The patio at Luce Brewing in Plymouth is buzzing with activity. So basically this is a smoker.
But up on the roof,
It's used to calm the bees, and a little bit of wood chips goes a long way.
the brewery is building a buzz of a different variety.
There could be something like 10,000. It could be more. The larger the hive gets, the more bees. We're just going to add some smoke.
They installed beehives on the roof this spring. It's partly an effort to help disappearing pollinators.
If we didn't have pollinators, most of the plants, if not all the plants, would be gone. And then the animals die and we die. So, the pollinators are a huge impact to the world, the environments as we know them.
Tim Nauman is the owner of Luce Line.
There we go. In general, bees are pretty peaceful.
He says honeybees are not out to get you.
They try to gather nectar and pollen. They're wanting to make their honey. They're not really thinking about us unless we're interrupting their day or we're trying to cause them harm.
Nauman says these bees haven't stung anyone.
Like that?
Yep.
All right.
But just in case, I zipped up a bee suit when he gave us a closer look.
So there are a lot of bees in there. This is 100% honey right here.
These hives aren't just about helping bees.
It's actually kind of still top secret.
They're using the honey in a new beer.
All I can say is that it'll be an ale. It'll take about 50 pounds of honey to make the honey beer. I can also guarantee it will be delicious. So
The beer comes out at a party on October 12th. Part of the money they make will support beekeeping efforts.
some of the proceeds from the beer sales will go to youth beekeeping programs that the Minnesota Hobby Beekeepers offer to get more kids involved in beekeeping and so forth.
In Plymouth, Kevin Miller, CCX News.
And we'll have more information about beekeeping at ccxmedia.org.
Totino-Grace football made the switch from Class 6A to 4A last fall. The Eagles are once again in 4A this season and will look to make a second consecutive trip back to the state tournament. Chaz Boots has more.
Totino-Grace is back in the huddle, back on the field, back to competing, and hoping for back-to-back trips to the Class 4A state tournament.
We've set our standards pretty high. We just want to be able to do anything we can do to have a season like last year or even better.
Offensively, the Eagles are sticking to what they've been traditionally, a run-first power football team with a strong O-line.
Really like what we've done for years. We want to be the best power team in the state and run power, and then run our nakeds off power and stick and play like hard fundamental football.
I'd say this year compared to last year, our O-line, I'd say it's somewhat similar. I think we got some big guys that'll be able to move D-line and that'll help with the run game too.
TG returns back 7 starters from a defense that held opponents to 20 or less points in 8 of their 11 games last year.
Our defense, a lot of them had started as sophomores, and so they kind of have 2 years under their belt. This is a year I'm really looking for them to have a breakout year. We're going to have a good defense.
A couple of players to watch on that defense is 6'4", 260-pound D lineman Theo Thomas and 6'3", 170 D-back Josiah Young. Both are committed to the University of Northern Iowa, and both are among the 2024 TG senior class that's hoping to leave their mark come time for kickoff in a few weeks.
We want to be known as we want to leave an impression on every team we play. We want to come out and punch them in the mouth right away and be physical and play 4 full quarters.
They're leading now. They're leading with passion. They're not worried about what we did last year. We don't care what we did last year. We're just trying to make this team the best team that they can possibly be.
In Fridley, Chaz Moots, CCX Sports.
The Eagles will open up their season on August 29th at Fridley. Their home opener will be the following week against Simley. That's a game you can see live here on CCX. 5 years ago, Champlin Park's football team played in the Prep Bowl. The Rebels haven't had that kind of success in the past few seasons. As Jay Wilcox reports, the Rebels hope to change that this fall.
If experience matters, it bodes well for the Champlin Park football team. The Rebels have 50 seniors on the 2024 squad.
Yes, definitely. We have some young people coming up, so we're not going to be completely out to dry next year, but definitely having the older kids to look up to is going to be a big factor in the season.
We're going to have a lot of depth, a lot of kids working really hard, and with seniors they have that extra year of maturing as young men, so we're excited about that whole group.
The Rebels figure to be pretty good up front on defense, led by a pair of talented linemen. And Michael Bruggers is committed to play for Northern Illinois, while Abdul Janadu is also a star in the making. Linebacker Ashton Kapitsky is another leader on what should be a good defense.
I like the defensive line group. We got a lot of guys that are ready to make a big impact, but also a few good running backs that are ready to step up.
Our D-line is looking really good this year with Michael Bruggers, who I'm sure you saw, and Abdul Janadu. So we're looking good up there. Otherwise, our defense in general is looking decent. So we'll see how that goes throughout the summer, but hopefully we stay just as strong.
Champlin Park was 3-6 last season. This is the second year of a schedule identical to last year's slate that includes 3 recent state champs. It's a good measuring stick.
We know we have a tough schedule coming up. We have like the last 3 defending state champions, but we're ready for the test, and nothing comes easy. We got to earn it.
For Champlin Park, building toward the end of the season is a key as they look to improve from a year ago.
Obvious one, going over 500 would be nice. Other than that, if we can make a good run, then I'll be happy with that.
Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
Thanks, Jay. Look for more training camp reports leading up to the season openers, which are for most teams next week. Find more prep sports games and highlights at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.